In Alysa Liu and Eileen, China and America see a mirror image. People on social media in China and the West can't stop comparing Alysa Liu and Eileen, two of the biggest stars at the Winter Olympics. It's hard not to. Both were born and raised in the Bay Area. Both have a parent from China. Both are sports prodigies. In Milan, Ms. Liu, 20, became the first American in 24 years to win gold in women's figure skating, and she added a second gold in the team event. Ms. Liu, 22, won 1 gold and 2 silvers in freestyle skiing. The difference, Ms. Liu, whose father was a Tiananmen Manira dissident who fled China for the United States in 1989, was on Team USA. Ms. Liu, who obtained a Chinese passport in 2019, chose to represent China. In the United States, many people celebrated Ms. Liu's performance as a win for liberty, while some, like the former NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom and various conservative media figures, have called Ms. Liu a traitor. Several politicians have accused her of supporting America's adversary. On the Chinese internet, the treatment of the two women was largely reversed. On the Chinese social media platform Weibo, for instance, a user based in Guangdong commented, "Eileen Liu is a hero of China while Alysa Liu is a descendant of an anti-China figure." The reaction is both unfortunate and predictable. As the United States and China intensify a geopolitical rivalry that could determine global leadership deep into the 21st century, nationalism on both sides has intensified. The uncomfortable comparison so many are making between Ms. Liu and Ms. Liu speaks to more than sport. It exposes questions of heritage, loyalty, and identity, thrusting the two athletes into the politics of both countries. Much of the commentary is a proxy for rival nationalism. On the American side, increasingly vocal demands that immigrants prove their allegiance. On the Chinese side, an insistence that Chinese ethnicity demands loyalty and that dissent is betrayal. The Chinese Communist Party has long advanced an ethno-nationalist idea of belonging, that people of Chinese descent, wherever they reside and whatever passport they hold, remain part of the Chinese nation. Under Xi Jinping, who took full power in 2013, this principle has strengthened. Ethnicity has become a bond that carries expectations of loyalty. Many Chinese people, in and outside the country, who criticize or question official Beijing positions, not only political activists but journalists too, are invariably labeled sellouts or worse. In Alysa Liu and Eileen, China and America see a mirror image. In a century defined by rivalry and interdependence, suspicion and fascination, two young women glide across ice and snow and become something far larger than athletes. Alysa Liu and Eileen are not diplomats, yet they negotiate identities. They are not politicians, yet they are debated in parliaments of public opinion. In their arcs across a rink and down a halfpipe, China and America glimpse themselves, ambitious, proud, anxious, hopeful, reflected back like twin constellations in a winter sky. They are mirror images not because they are identical, but because each embodies the paradox of the other. Alysa Liu, once the prodigy of American figure skating, spun into the spotlight with the brightness of a comet. Born in California to Chinese immigrant parents, she grew up between languages, between expectations, between continents of memory and promise. The American story wrapped around her like a flag, individual grit, youthful audacity, the courage to leap into the air without certainty of landing. She won early and dazzled often, her triple axels cutting arcs of defiance into gravity itself. Eileen Liu, born in California to a Chinese mother and American father, made a different turn. A freestyle skiing phenomenon, she chose to compete for China, the land of her mother's childhood. When she soared above the halfpipe at the Beijing Winter Olympics, she was not just an athlete but a symbol of return, of pride reclaimed, of modern China's global reach. Her flips were statements. Her landings were answers to questions no one had asked her directly, yet everyone demanded she address. Both women are daughters of diaspora. Both are shaped by two cultural currents that do not cancel but collide and converge. If Alysa Liu represents the immigrant dream realized in America, Eileen represents the transnational dream reimagined for China. Each country sees in them what it longs to believe about itself. In Alysa, America sees openness. It sees the child of immigrants not as an outsider, but as the embodiment of possibility. The United States has long told itself that anyone can belong, that talent and determination can stitch together a new identity from fragments of the old. Alysa's story fits this narrative neatly. A young woman of Chinese heritage achieving under the American banner, her success proof that the melting pot still simmers. Yet the mirror is not flattering without distortion. America also sees its own pressures, the hunger for prodigies, the relentless spotlight on youth. Alysa's career, meteoric and intense, became a reminder that ambition can be both gift and burden. When she stepped back from competition, prioritizing her own well-being over medals, her decision whispered something profound. That freedom includes the freedom to stop. In that choice, America glimpsed its own internal struggle between achievement and selfhood, between performance and peace. In Eileen, China sees revival. It sees a generation unafraid to claim global identities without surrendering national pride. China's rise on the world stage has been accompanied by a desire not merely to compete but to excel, not merely to participate but to host, to lead. When chose to represent China, her decision resonated deeply, an affirmation that China could attract not just investment or admiration, but loyalty from those raised abroad. Her victories in Beijing felt cinematic. The home crowd roared as she defied physics, her red competition suit slicing through cold air. In her, China saw youth fused with cosmopolitan sophistication, a Stanford-bound model and scholar athlete who could navigate Western media with ease while standing firmly beneath China's flag. She embodied a modern nationalism, confident, stylish, technologically savvy, globally fluent. Yet here too the mirror reveals complexities. China saw in not only triumph but expectation. Her choice was celebrated, but it was also scrutinized. In embracing her, China also embraced the tensions of diaspora identity, questions of belonging, of allegiance, of what it means to choose a country in an age when heritage and citizenship intertwine. The mirror image works both ways. America watched Eileen Gu's decision with fascination and, in some quarters, resentment. Commentators debated loyalty, opportunity, and freedom. How could someone raised in the United States choose another flag? The subtext was clear. America, accustomed to being chosen, struggled with being declined. In that discomfort, America glimpsed its own assumptions, that its narrative is universally irresistible, that success flows naturally toward it. Gu's choice did not invalidate the American dream, but it complicated